What's up, everybody? Well, today I'm going to show you another Hoover Elite that's in my vacuum collection. And this one I've actually stumbled across on eBay. This here is a Hoover Runabout, which this is one of the lower end versions of the Elite. And this one is literally the lowest grade you could get. And I think if you get one any lower, it doesn't have a headlight like this one does. But anyway, I got this because I love the color of this machine. Most of these runabouts I've seen, or of this style, are mostly in red, almost burgundy color. But I wanted this powder blue color because it reminds me of my grandparents' hardbag Encore Supreme that they used to have, which I'm still trying to track one down that's similar. And I remember they had that and also a black Runabout Supreme, which that was the more higher end model, which came with the larger outer bag and the stair cleaning handle underneath, and also it had a different style cleaner head, and it was obviously colored in black. But let's go ahead and give a walkthrough of this machine. As you can see right down here, it's got its cleaning effectiveness per amp 14.5, which don't go by this and don't let it fool you. This was Hoover's marketing technique back then to get higher end models to look more appealing on the shelf. So anyway, it's got brush edge cleaning. Runabout by Hoover, uses only 7 amps. So this vacuum is quite energy efficient for its time. It's got 4 carpet height settings. Right here, you lift this little flap, you can stick your hose in. And one other way to tell that this is a lower end Elite is because it's got this nice wraparound hose instead of the traditional side mount of like you would see on a higher end Elite. And the only tool this vacuum came with was, I think, the dusting brush, and that was about it. All the other tools I robbed from other machines just for the sake of this video. You'll see right here, it's got your crevice tool, upholstery tool, your extension wand, and obviously your dusting brush right there. Here's the end of the little wand right here. I do like how it has this nice little curve at the end, which makes it kind of comfortable having it sit in your hand, kind of ergonomically. So right here, you've got your end here that plugs into that little section of the vacuum to get the hose suction. Locks there in place when you're done. To gain access to the bag on this vacuum, you do have to pull this little spring down to release the hook off of it, and then slide it off to the side to gain access to your outer bag, or your inner bag, I should say. So right here, it does have Hoover Type A bag. I am running a Hepa cloth bag just for increased filtration. And for any of you who have owned one of these soft bag Elites and you run low filtration bags because they're cheap to buy at places like Walmart or Target, when those bags fill up and they start to lose their filtration, you will run into an issue where the outer bag acts as a second filter, and after it gets so much dust built up on it, it'll start spewing dust out, which is the one main thing of why these older soft bag Hoovers get bad mouth, which I honestly didn't like that to begin with. So that's why I like to run Hepa cloth bags to prevent that from happening. So anyway, let's go and flip this thing to show you the underside. Another way to tell that this is a lower end Elite is that it only has a single row brush roll, whereas the second roll kind of acts as a beater bar. And I'm not too sure whether or not the brush roll in this is original. You guys can comment below whether you think this is a replacement or not, because I don't remember any of the Elites in the early 90s coming with a soft bristle hose. This might have been pulled off what I believe to be a caddy vac, because they had these green bristles that are nice and soft. So anyway, let's go and take the thing on its side to show you the model number. It's a Hoover cleaner, model U4253-930. 120 volts, 60 hertz, 7 amps. For those of you who don't know how to serial date these old Hoovers, let me show you. The first 2 digits are the month that this was made, and the third and fourth is the year. So 06 of 96, meaning June of 1996. For household use only, made in the USA. That is the main reason why I love these old Hoovers. They're made in the USA. They're much better than even the Mexican-made wind tunnels. Yeah, they do have their faults, meaning that they're a direct air machine. So all the air comes from the head of the vacuum, goes through a fan, and then it blows into the bag. The problem being that is because it has a plastic fan, and also on top of that, it's got a plastic fan housing. So if you suck something metal like a marble or a screw or nail, not only would you risk damaging the fan, but you would also risk damaging the housing. But other than that, direct air is much better when it comes to carpet cleaning performance, since all the suction's focused on the head of the vacuum, which definitely helps out with airflow. But however, the suction when using it in tool mode is not that high. That's the only big fault with this. But irregardless, and even though how much these Elites get bad-mouthed for how much plastic is used on the machine, you gotta admit, these things do hold up much better than any Chinese-made piece of crap Hoover makes today. So anyway, let's go ahead and release the cord. It's not the longest cord by any means. I think it's only like about a 26-foot cord. You can see right down here is your main power switch. So anyway, let's go ahead and plug it in right down here. Now I'm going ahead and turn this thing on and demo it for you guys. Now, I would like to tell you this thing is pretty loud, but that's the nature of this vacuum. They're naturally this loud, so headphone users, this is a warning for you. So here we go. will say this is a very nice vacuum to use. These things may be loud, but you can definitely tell it leaves very nice carpet lines. But anyway, and for a single row brush, I will say this is pretty amazing. So anyway, before we end the video, let's go ahead and run this thing in tool mode. Let's go ahead and get the hose off the caddy. Open up the little tool flap and stick the hose in like that. Now the only bad part is, like I said, being a direct air vacuum, the suction is not very high. This particular one actually has half decent suction. There's your extension one. Like I said, I love how the wraparound hose kind of angles downwards when it's in your hand. And here's your upholstery tool. Crevice tool. And last but not least, your dusting brush. Let's go ahead and set the attachments back on the caddy. Put the hose up. Some people usually either like to wrap the hose around the back, but I like to do it around the front. And we just hook the front part of the hose down in. Attach it on the clips. And there you have it. Well, everyone, I hope you've enjoyed this video of the Hoover Runabout. Be sure and stay tuned, and don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.